Alright, my intro doesn't work today. Let's see if I can do it again. But it's okay. If it doesn't work, doesn't work. Alright. Today I'm going to talk about again this book, Many Lives, Many Masters, because I am discovering very interesting things thanks to Brenda that is here. I should wait for more people because this is very interesting. Let me see if I can add just my intro. Oh, what I'm going to do is just to copy the link to my other Facebook pages so more people can benefit with that. That will take me a few seconds. While people come. And what is so interesting for me is that more and more I am finding that we get to roam with different paths. When I was a kid, it was very common to hear that saying, all paths get us to Rome. That was in the old times. And in the spiritual world, yes, there are many paths to get to the same place. All right, I will start. This is what happened. Hello, Brenda. This book, Many Lives, Many Masters, is about the true story of a prominent psychiatrist when he's doing regressions that on this young patient, and the patient start remembering past lives. And believe me, the most important part of the book is not the past lives. The past lives really doesn't help at all. There is something deeper, much deeper than that, that healed this woman and made this woman so wise with about, I think, 10 sessions in the period of 6 months. Every time that this woman, I think the name is Catherine in the book, remember her past life, any past life, she remembered about 10 of them, and died, she always described, I feel floating. It's because the soul leaves the body that was in pain. Usually she remembers the lives where she was having a lot of trouble, painful lives. And she said, I feel floating. And she has to wait for spiritual beings to usher her to the light. Also say the light. The light is the spiritual world of the astral world. And when the masters come, which are these spiritual beings that interact with Catherine, the patient, they say, and Catherine also feels that everybody goes to a renewal state. And we are going to do a pause here. What happens when we sleep? What is it that recovers? Is the body that recovers the energy? No. It's our soul that enters the state of renewal, which is very similar to when we die. The difference that we perceive the dream when we sleep as a dream, like it's not real, and when we die, we know that the only reality that we have is that we are in our spiritual body. So when we sleep, when we take a nap, I am a specialist on taking naps. I took 2 naps today. 15 minutes of nap recovers me, renews me a lot. And in the book says also that is very similar. What happens when we sleep is that our soul gathers more energy because our body doesn't waste energy, doesn't use energy. And what is renewed is the energy of our soul, because our soul is what drives this physical body. When we don't have energy, it's not that we don't have enough food. It's because our soul is disconnected with the source of energy, God. That's why we call it that energy. So we are lacking this energy. So, coming back to the book, every time that Catherine, the patient, goes to another life and dies, she feels she's floating, waiting to go to the spiritual world or the light, and she feels renewed. And she says, this is like a rebirth. And now Dr. Brian Weiss asked, and I read this last night. So Catherine, after this lifetime, she dies, and she says, I see the light. Dr. Weiss asks, does the light give you energy? He's asking, it's just by seeing the light gives energy to Catherine. She says, it's like starting over. It's a rebirth. And this is a key. How can people in physical form feel this energy? How can they tap into it and be recharged? Dr. Weiss is asking, how can we get that energy too? By their minds, she answered softly. But how do they reach this state? They must be in a very relaxed state. You can renew through light. Light is energy. It's the light that Jesus talked about. It's the energy. Through light. You must be very relaxed so you no longer are expending energy. But you are renewing yours. Renewing yours. When you sleep, you get renewed. So she recognized that going to sleep is very similar to dying for the soul. The difference, when we sleep, we come back to the body. When we die, we don't come back to this body. She was in her superconscious state, and I decided to expand and question. So my point is this. What Catherine is feeling every time she dies is a renewal of the energy. And I want you to listen to this. In my opinion, receiving an energy healing session, it's a treat. You feel energized, rejuvenated, and calm at the same time. This is what some of my clients say after a Reiki healing session.
When Carlos's hands were held up like this between my temples, I felt the energy flowing, almost like a barrel of energy just flowing in between the fingers. It was really, really cool, and I could feel the energy being harnessed.
Energized, but not like, oh, I want to go do a marathon. Not that kind of energy. It's a different, very energized, but calm, very peaceful. It sounds like an oxymoron. You know? How do you feel energy but peaceful? You know?
It was very calming, a complete sense of bliss. Immediately, I just felt warmth and healing. I can't really describe it, but it's a really amazing feeling. How it would feel if, you were in heaven.
It felt like I jumped out of my body, because in my mind I turned and looked and saw an image of someone in a purple shirt and black pants laying on a table, and it startled me because it was like, that's me.
And I felt just really good and wholesome, and I was not prepared for the end, because then when it was time to come out of it and to get up, I felt I had no energy to even lift my arms. I felt so drained, so much stuff had lifted as you were working on me. I didn't even realize it. And I mean, my legs, nothing really wanted to work. I had to make it an effort to put the energy back in. When you do something and then you
All right. These experiences, I put this video years ago, in 2015, 4 years ago. I have no clue what I was doing. But the experiences of all those clients of mine, imagine in the last 4 years, is very similar to what Dr. Brian Weiss, Dr. Brian Weiss find in her client Catherine, being floating like the woman in the purple shirt. She felt the body moving to the side. I have a woman here. She went all the way to the high ceiling that I have in my room. So my point is this: what hypnotherapy has discovered, going to past life, the healing is in the state of renewal, the state of peace that the patients are there. And not only that, later on, Dr. Weiss realized that this woman, Catherine, is evolving very quickly, having this spiritual knowledge. And the time that she evolves is when she is in deep state of renewal. This is the peace that we receive when we have an energy healing session. And I hope that you can get to that state. And it's very easy. Just let go and trust the process. Just by feeling the peace is a great and deep healing. Of course, I promote Reiki because that's what I do. And I see that my clients, they don't have to come more than 3 to 5 times when they have serious conditions, because it's more than enough to remove these deep energy blockages. To get to that state of peace 3, 4, 5 times, and so many toxic energies accumulating over lifetimes are removed. And I want to read you something from my own Reiki manual. When Reiki, Mikao Usui is the one who discovered or brought Reiki back to the world. He had an incredible enlightening experience, and he developed Reiki. He started teaching Reiki to help people in the spiritual path. It wasn't meant to be a healing practice. What happened, they saw that this spiritual path of meditation, and especially meditation, they could do the healing, the hands-on healing and distant healing. And I will read you something. Mikao Usui taught his students that receiving the Reiki empowerments was not all that they needed to do. To progress further on the spiritual path, it was necessary to incorporate 3 things in their life. To live the Reiki principles, that I will read it, to practice meditation daily. We need to practice meditation daily. We cannot meditate twice a week, 3 times a week. To receive and give Reiki. And then, this meditation is considered one of the Reiki meditations, the most effective way to deepen and strengthen your connection to Reiki, which is the connection with God as a healing energy. To increase your ability to channel the energy and to further in your spiritual development. In order to be effective, it needs to be practiced on a daily basis to benefit from the accumulative effects of the meditation. This is my Reiki manual. 1. So, as you see, as spiritual beings, we need to feed our soul. When you feel peace during these sessions, I want you to know that it's deep healing. If you keep practicing and participating, you are going to have incredible deep healing. Brenda. Yes, Dr. Weiss was a total skeptic. Being a scientist like me, I am an electronic engineer, not believing if any of these and was also converted through working with Catherine. Dr. Brian Weiss didn't believe absolutely anything, but he went to the rigorous scientific method. This information is so important. Yeah, this information is really important. The important thing for me is that the experiments of Dr. Weiss validates what we do in Reiki. If you have any question, it will have to be done after the healing session. You know what to do. You lay on bed, make an intention. I am receiving an energy healing session from Carlos. Make the intention of something you want to heal. I don't want this pain anymore. I don't want this uncomfortability in my chest anymore. And then make a deeper intention. I want the root cause of this, whatever pain, broken heart, to be removed. And then let go and let God. We start right now.
Try to.
Oh, yeah. All right. I am back. This is the hardest part. This is when Brian Weiss says, Catherine, the patient says, where can we get this energy, this renewable energy? By their minds. But how do they reach this state? They must be in a very relaxed state. What is that? Meditation, deep meditation. You can renew through light, means making contact through deep meditation with the source of all energy, which is the light, which is what we call God. You must be very relaxed, so you no longer are expending energy, but you are renewing yours. When you sleep, you get renewed. And that renewal, that's what meditation is all about. The Kriya Yoga pranayama, or pranayams that Paramahansa Yogananda teaches, helps to calm the mind and the heart, and explains directly that we are not overspending energy. We are in such a peaceful state that we renew. And even Paramahansa Yogananda explains that in the Bible, one of the disciples says, I attest that I die every day. What does it mean? They were able, by practicing a meditation technique similar to Kriya Yoga of Paramahansa Yogananda, they were able to be in such a peaceful state and perhaps leave the body. So the physical body was in a suspended animation. And in that suspended animation is when we don't expend energy, so we renew our body. It's exactly the same renewal that Dr. Weiss found out through Catherine when people are between lives. And what I found is that when in the book says, okay, I need to put the name of the book again. Let me see if I find it. Yeah. Dr. Brian Weiss found out that when we die, we go to this renewal state, which is the same sensations that we feel, the deep peace that we feel in a Reiki session. I know not all the Reiki practitioners are the same, but at least that's what my clients report. So, I wish you would understand the importance of this. And I hope that you feel this peace during the healing sessions. I don't think there are any questions. Cindy Martin. You're very welcome, Cindy. What do you feel, Cindy? I would like to know, what do you feel? I know there are many people that feel this deep state of meditation. And this is that renews. And it's not just our body. What renews is our energy that drives our mind, that drives our bodies. When we don't have energy, it's in the energy, it's not in the body. Of course, if we don't eat well, we are going to feel heavy. But it's more important to feed our body from energy. Meaning feeding our energy body, that feeding just our physical body. because our physical body is supported by our energy body. All right. I don't see any questions. And again, the summary is this. Through getting to this stage of this peace, this woman was able to eliminate the fear. This woman was able to understand that we have many lives. And when we know we have this knowledge that she got through the hypnotherapy sessions, when we have that knowledge that we have many lives, that this awareness that we have is our soul, and our body is just a shell that we are going to shed anytime, we lose the fear of dying. There is a song by the English band Muse, and says, "Open your third eye and you will never be afraid to die." Even they say that. They have some knowledge on the spiritual world, on the metaphysical world. Read this book. What I'm going to do is to just put together the teachings of these masters, because it's the most important thing. All the past lives, it didn't help at all. Actually, Dr. Brian Weiss was not able to find any traumatic experience that was useful for Catherine to heal the phobias and the fears and all things. She healed because her energy body was submerged in that deep peace that is provided in deep hypnotherapy, however, is also felt in deep energy healing sessions. This is why I do these free healing sessions. And if I don't have any question, Kat, I feel the energy sway my body a little. There are many ways, Cindy. Peace, have goosebumps all over. This is fantastic, Cindy. Peace. When we feel the peace is the most important thing. Thank you for sharing it. Cindy and Kat. Cinnamon Nutmeg. Hello, Cinnamon. I wish I knew your name. And if anybody in Facebook felt anything, please let me know. All right. If there are no questions, next Thursday I'm not going to do this session unless I do it very early. It's the graduation of my son from high school. It's on Thursday at 5 p.m. So I'm pretty sure it's going to finish very late at 8 or something like that. I won't be able to do the healing session in Spanish. And the following Thursday, I'm going to go with my son to see Carlos Santana. I wanted to go and see Santana since I was 16. I mean, I was back in Argentina. I never knew I was coming to, thank you, Brenda, to come to the US. But I missed so many opportunities to see. Now I have to go. I don't know if I will be able to do it early, and earlier is too early for Los Angeles area, for California. So I may not do it at all on the next 2 Thursday. So I'll be back next Tuesday. Bye, everybody. Okay, I'm going to put just a note. No. So, healing sessions in Spanish for the next 2 weeks because of my son's graduation and because I'm going to see Carlos Santana. Bye everybody.